Okay, so the parts that I love the most, I actually like it. This sounds really bad, but I actually like it when I get the feedback from somebody and say, I've read your article, I love it, or that was good, I learned something that I didn't know before, or a brand said, you know, you wrote an article, nobody else has ever mentioned certain aspects about that watch. You know, you made a big fuss about the fact that the watch was £5,000 and it had a Breguet overcoil and a variable inertia balance. I'm impressed by that. You know, nobody else knew about it or talked about it. They should be able to know about it. You just look at the back of the watch. But there we go. What do I hate the least, or what do I like the least? I'm not really a sales guy very much. I don't really like seeing watch brands and trying to sell them advertising or things like that. Fortunately, I do get people come to me and choose to spend money with me, but that's not my strength. Perhaps if I was better at it, I might make more money, but I'm not too money orientated. I'm getting older, just enough to pay the kids' university costs. In terms of Escapement, it's about writing about what I love in terms of product. That doesn't mean I look at something and say that's perfect every time. I might look at something and say, well, actually, I wish there wasn't a date aperture on there. The dial might be a little bit cleaner, or, you know, this is my opinion. You know, I might say, well, actually, I find the watch looks a little bit small on me personally, but I'm towards the extremes of the standard deviation curve. So 42 millimeters looks fantastic on me, but 39 might be a little bit small. But for a lot of people, 39 is going to be perfect. So, but I would generally try and avoid talking about size too much, but talk about some certain aspects of the watch that I like. Maybe occasionally things that I don't like, but it's very some of the things that would be more subjective in the main. So, I'd say, for example, on a more affordable watch, I like it when you juxtapose high polish and satin brush in close proximity. Because actually, from a production point of view, that's actually quite challenging, especially if you at a £2,000 level. If we're moving into five figures, then I'd certainly expect sort of more detail like that. And even down to things like design. How do the shadows cast on the watch case? I know that might sound funny, but when I look at it, where are the pockets of light and shade? And that a really good design is thinking that way. If you look at the way the watch ergonomically fits with the wrist, does it fit comfortably? Does it sit proud? How well is it shaped on the wrist? Those are things. How easily can I manipulate the crane? Those are all the sort of things that I get interested in. So, in terms of how do I differentiate myself, it's going into detail. Now, some people like the way I write, some people won't. I try not to be too flowery, but likewise I'm passionate about watches, so it's very difficult to be devoid of emotion. It's very difficult to write about something and talk it very, very plain and very cold. That's not really my style. I'm not saying it's perfect, a good style or a bad style. It's not my style. So my crystal ball, I can see where there are potential risks and where there's potentially good things. We're probably going to see more big brands sell their own product, less independent retailers. But I think there's always opportunities. So I think independent retailers, what they might find is that they have to engage more with independent watch brands, and I like that, because at the end of the day, that's one of my big passions is independent watchmaking, and we need better representation in towns and cities around the world to spread that word. And I think it's been proving, but it could be even better potentially if we've got more high street coverage. I certainly understand why large companies want to be their own retailer, and that's because you can get service levels at a higher level, you can get more consistent service levels. And I have to say, I have in the past been tasked with mystery shopping on occasion, and sometimes it's sad. You have beautiful products there where it's beautifully finished, you've got some nice complications, and the person who's showing me that product does not understand what they're showing me, and it breaks your heart. All that effort and that work that's gone into it, and it's not being shown. In terms of the way we converse with people, yes, we're probably going to do more online. That's already happening. I think there'll be different qualities of online. So I think you'll see some online already where it could be better. Sometimes things are factually incorrect. Likewise, there's some very, very high quality. Just because it's online doesn't mean it's devoid of quality. In terms of products themselves, if it's a low price point, maybe £4, £5, £6, £7, whatever, I haven't got too much issue with things like silicium, but I don't want to see that really in very high value products. Some people might hate me, I might get in trouble for saying that, but why? I think it debases watchmaking. I actually like the notion of of a watchmaker having to basically, if you like, I'd say fettle the hairspring, if you like, so make sure it's running true and make sure it breathes concentrically as much as possible. I don't like an idea of something that's like a plug and play. I don't like the inherent fragility of silicium as well. But I accept the fact that it has benefits and you can do shapes that you can't normally do. I don't want mechanical watchmaking to become like a quartz or like a cheap thing. I don't want it to dumb down watchmaking. I think we have some fantastic watchmaking talent. I think this country that we're in now, we're in Switzerland, it's got a long history of watchmaking expertise. I don't want it to become debased, and I think that's one of my concerns. But that doesn't mean I'm not receptive to new ideas and new technology if it brings advancement. But providing it doesn't debase watchmaking, I'm receptive.